going on, guys? I wanted to talk to y'all about the non-amazing Lucas, the amazing Wilkes, Dusty. Let's call him Dusty. I did a poll recently and I asked you guys, what do you want to hear a diss song / music video, see a music video to? I don't know, I just felt like doing it for fun. A lot of you guys don't know I do music, but it's not like I'm trying to go hard with it. I just figured if I'm like that skilled at it, where I've been doing it for that long, I can incorporate it into my content. And you guys seem like y'all were extremely excited about the idea. So I had like a poll. I asked a bunch of you, all of you, which would you prefer? Amazing Lucas, Destiny, Hunter Avalon, I think I put Hassan on the list, and just a bunch of other variation of woke people. And you guys overwhelmingly voted for Destiny and the non-amazing Lucas. Easy work. Easy work. I figured since I've been doing videos and speaking about the non-amazing Lucas for the longest time, and I actually went and debated him and he couldn't handle it, I'm banned from his channel. I didn't even say anything crazy. He just couldn't handle it. But whatever, I figured why not do that diss song first. I'm not going to play the whole thing right now because I did another poll asking, do y'all just want the audio or should I do like a whole music video? And y'all was like, nah, fam. We going to need that music video, bro. I was like, damn. Okay. But just so y'all know I'm not capping, it's going to be a short video. I just want to show you guys something. Y'all probably gonna clown it. Not y'all, but haters, his fans. Here's a little snippet. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Be mean, ain't it? Be mean, ain't it? Hold on, let me put this on. And guys, it's gonna have a bunch of filters on it because I'm running it through my video editing software. When I do the music video, it's going to be the highest quality content when it comes to audio, especially, right? So just a heads up, if you're hearing it right now, after it's been edited and clipped, the audio is going to sound tweaked. I'm about to go stupid, so let me talk to you about this bitch named Lucas. You can smack in his face and he still won't do shit. Alleged cokehead, I bet he can snort. Hold on. Okay, apparently I got extremely disrespectful on this and was on that green, so I don't really remember when I do songs. I just do them, and then like later on, I didn't think I went in like that. Okay, let's play in a video game. In a video game is all for fun, educational purposes. Just this is music, it's art, right? Just art. I'm about to go stupid, so let me talk to you about this bitch named Lucas. You can smack in his face and he still won't do shit. Alleged cokehead, I bet he can snort 2 bricks. Going on camera with his dusty ass outfit. Alright, that's enough. I don't want to give it away. I feel like I can shoot and edit and have a video out probably by next week. I would love to have the music on Spotify and iTunes. I don't know. What y'all think so far? Would y'all play a little bit more? Just a little bit more? I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm about to go stupid, so let me talk to you about this bitch named Lucas. You can smack in his face and he still won't do shit. Alleged cokehead, I bet he can snort 2 bricks. Going on camera with his dusty ass outfit. Used to live ways, now he lifting up lies. Flip-flopped on his views, now he barely getting by. Loser switch sides now. Every other word's about how white people he despise. No. If I feel like I'm about to go crazy after that, so I don't want to give it all away. Let's wait until I shoot the visual and put that out. But I am working on a bunch of just diss songs just for fun. Destiny, you next. Destiny, you next. And then Hunter Athlon, you might get one just for fun. Just for fun, guys. I just, just want to, expand my skill. I made that beat too. I did overall the whole thing like probably in 15 to 20 minutes. I would say, yeah, roughly 15 to 20. And the rest of it was just me just rocking to it. It gets crazier if my memory serves me right. It gets way crazier, beat switch ups and punchlines, and I start going crazy. But that's just a little taste. I don't want y'all to think that I ain't keeping up with my word, right? But let me know what you think of the little snippet music video. Do you want it to come out immediately? I can have it out probably by next week, maybe next week. But we'll see. Time will tell. You said tight. Appreciate that. Appreciate the people in the live chat. There's going to be people that's watching the playback that's a little confused. There's people watching me in the live chat right now. How you doing? That said it's tight. Appreciate that. Let's get into this video where Abba and Preach apparently, hold on. Okay, I got it. Just want to make sure. Abba and Preach apparently wanted to give their opinion on Tim Pool. Okay. All right. Let's see what they had to say, fam. I'm not a fan of Abba and Preach. Nah, I'm not even a little bit. I used to be years ago, but then they made this like crazy woke change to where I just can't rock with them. That's my personal opinion. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, share the video, all that good stuff. I switched the screen and it stayed the same. Ain't that about it? Switched the screen and it stayed the same. Oh, that should fix. I'm gonna do this. There you go.
I've done this before, so just bear with me if you've already
Is that me having to sped up? No, that's them.
seen it. Basically, before dating apps and social media, a college-age woman or high school, whatever age, is their dating pool is limited. I think college is probably a better idea. Yeah. It's probably a better example. Their dating pool is limited to the other college students of the same age and around their peers. But with Tinder, now they can message a 30-year-old guy who lives 5-10 miles away and was a car. So when this woman swipes right on a 20-year-old college student and a 30-year-old career guy, she thinks they're both attractive, messages both of them. The 30-year-old guy says, "I can pick you up in my Honda Civic and we can go to the lake or go see a movie." And the college guy says, "You want to hang out my dorm with my dorm mates?" Which one's she gonna pick?
She's gonna pick the guy who isn't in the dorm. Yeah.
So like for me, I'm a couple weeks away from being 34. But I grew up at a time I was coming of age when these social media platforms were being built. So I exploited all of them.
Yes.
I had a very normal teenage and years and 20s and everything, dating, hooking up, partying, all the good stuff. And I skateboarded all the time and I was arrogant, cocky, just awful person, all that. And the ladies loved it. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, they kind of did. And now I'm in my 30s and I can go on dating apps and be like, "Oh yeah, yep, you got it." And then these other guys who are like 26 have no experience because guys like me have dominated the dating apps for the entire time.
Yep.
So when they're 30, they've never dated before.
And they might, if they've tried a dating app and it didn't work, they're probably not going to want to go back on it when they're 30 to try again.
The dating apps are awful anyway. Like
Never tried one.
Well, it's like for women, it's just you just sit there and you're inundated with messages from literally everyone, and then guys go in and message literally everyone.
Yep.
It's become awful. So I basically walked away from it.
It's crazy. I ain't been on a dating app in a while, but that's literally the game. It's you have to go in there for men and talk to everything as many people as possible. Right? Just better your chances. And for females, is literally the opposite. You just go on there and your inbox is going to be flooded. You just have your pick. You could go based off of whatever you want, right? You could go based off of superficial just looks. Or eventually, if females be on there for so long, they like, let me actually go through the profile, right? Let me read it. Do he actually take the time to put something on there? Does he travel? Right? What's his career? Right? Things along those lines. 100%. And it is better, or I guess you could say more appealing to the person who can drive around and all that extra stuff and yada, yada, yada.
Ugh, it's trash. I do think it's crazy that I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is though? It's definitely not me. I think it's everybody else.
Yeah.
So you're saying
I thought he was being satirical when he said it too, because there was like a pause, and I thought that's going to be a punchline. It's because he just spent the last hour lecturing everybody about the fact that dating is so tough for ordinary people because they don't make enough money. Women are pretty much drawn to men who make a lot of money.
Temples make money.
He's like multi-millionaire.
Okay,
he's into hypergamy. He's talking about how women are hypergamous, all this other stuff. But at the same time,
you're 34 and still not.
You can't. Everyone else is the problem.
Like, he's the cheat code.
I couldn't believe when he said that sentence. Problem's not me. Definitely not me. Anyone who says that sentence, man or woman, run.
Fam, the pool gets better depending, but it's like, because he has money, that means that all the girls that talk to him because of that are right for him? That sounds stupid. What if he's looking for more, right? If money is the only thing that is appealing, especially based off of what y'all are saying and y'all standards, talking about Abba and Preach, then I don't think he has much of a selection, right? Or option if he's looking for something genuine, right? And if it's based off of stuff that's not money and all that other stuff, then he's competing against thousands of other men, right? Thousands of other men that slide in her DMs as well.
For the hills, okay? When they say the problem is everyone else, that's because the way that they operate their life is my way or the highway, and they're probably not reasonable. If you can honestly look at all your dating experience, say the problem has always been everyone else and never you, you're 1,000% a part of the problem. Everyone plays a role in some relationships failing. There's just no way you get to that point in life and you're never involved in any of the failures. Either in the selection of the people you choose, the kind of women you go after, the kind of behavior you exhibit in the relationship. You have to lack self-awareness to say, I've never been a problem.
Crazy
other people. It's not you. To him. No, I'm sorry.
You're right.
No, it's
right.
No.
You're right.
No, not this time. Usually the common denominator is you.
The common denominator is infinity.
Yeah.
It's all the numbers.
Yes. Not you. Not the one.
That's crazy.
In all the relationship, who was wrong? Them. They're the common denominator.
Bro, these guys sell you doom and gloom, say the world is for the rich. They are filthy rich and they still can't make it work. And you would think that, like, you look at guys like Myra, you look at all these fresh and fit, you look at Red Pill, the high value men types. None of them have traditional families, even though they yap on about it and conservative values. They're all sleeping around left, right, and center. They fucking left, right, center. They having kids out of wedlock. They all do this shit. And then they want to lecture you about doom and gloom and just get you to pay for their subscription services. It's actually the craziest amount of pimping. These dudes pimp out lonely men.
I don't really know how Tim Pool is connected to Fresh and Fit in any way, shape, or form. I don't really understand that. Didn't Tim Pool interview Myron and actually disagree with Fresh and Fit? I think Tim Pool might have actually even defended Hugh.
They're telling you, get rich, be successful. This is the way. They are all those things, and they don't make it work.
No, they pimp out lonely simps.
Crazy.
Pimping simps.
Oh, yeah, and these dudes are simping for these guys. They'll get in the comment sections. They'll harass you. They'll threaten you because you went after their hero. I'm like, bro, that's more pathetic than simping for an OnlyFans model.
Your fans do that, too. Ain't trying to pose too crazy, but your fans do that a lot, especially in my comment section.
Simping for a dude who's literally stealing your money and making you more lonely. That's crazy. But yeah, moving past that.
So, like, when it comes to the women that I've been in relationships with, so one relationship I was in was a woman had a career. And so we never saw each other. And she's like, I'm not giving up my career. I'm like, well, I'm certainly not.
Yeah.
You're not giving up my career. I'm not.
Doesn't compromise, chooses somebody who has a lifestyle who's incompatible with his. Everyone else is a problem, not Tim Pool. Dude works.
Fair. It's just, they just didn't match. It's okay. Right? He's highly successful. Clearly he made the right decision, right? Right? Unless he's having a Family Guy moment. Is it Family Guy? No, Family Man. I think that's the name of the old Nicolas Cage movie. Where he is successful and he meets an angel that reverses his life. And then instead of successful, he has a family. Nigga, I'd rather find someone who's compatible so I could be successful and compatible.
18 hours a day, chooses someone else who works 10 hours a day. Everyone else is a problem. Not how he chooses. How does that make sense?
Do the shoulders again.
How does that make sense? You guys would laugh at anyone if they told you this as an employer. They're saying, I'm trying to hire a full-time employee. They hire a part-timer who works weekends only.
Students.
You look stupid. That's on you. That's not the employee's fault. How is that their fault?
Well, the employees are trash. Because if you really like the company, you should be devoted for it.
Yeah, and it's like you start dating someone's like, all right, well, I have a job. I make more money than you. You should give up your job and you save more time and spend more time with you.
Just say that.
But hold on. Just because you make more money at your job doesn't mean the other person wants to stop working. Doesn't mean that they don't want to be fulfilled in that way. And if they want that, there's nothing wrong with that. Just because you make more, you're not entitled to tell them to quit their job. They don't.
He didn't tell them to quit. He chose to move on. Yo, this is just y'all making a whole bunch of crazy insinuations. They didn't match. It's okay.
Have to give up their lifestyle. They're not the problem. You guys have chosen the wrong people. Both of you guys are the problem in this situation.
I'm going to tell you this.
Crazy.
If you say it's my way or the highway, or you have a my way or the highway attitude, just say that you're not available to date. You're not available. Because being available to date actually requires you to be, what's that word? Available. And you're not. You don't want to budge. You don't want to move. And if everybody's the problem.
He doesn't have to, I guess, put his morals or whatever the hell he's going based off of to the side. That's not something that has to be done. It's a choice. He's choosing not to. It is what it is. Right? Is Abner in a happy relationship? Like, what's we talking about? What are we talking about?
Like, listen, my guy, you're a cheat code. You're rich. You're not half bad looking. Lightning.
You ain't see what's under that beanie. And you can't wear that beanie when you have sex. Because if you do, that's crazy.
You don't,
I honestly think wearing a beanie in sex is worse, like 1,000 times worse than balding.
I think.
Man, what's wrong with these niggas? Yo, what? Is that what you thinking about? You picturing Tim Pool? What? Okay.
He has to wear the beanie during sex.
No, he does not.
Yes.
No.
He's not the problem, sir.
What if this motherfucker got an afro?
Yeah, but
and he's like 1/10 black. And he's even
wrong with these niggas?
He's just been hiding it.
This is just, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at that just because of the randomness of just what are these niggas even talking about? Y'all just don't like him.
It's Negro now.
It's fine.
And then some other women are like, I want to go adventure and do my thing. I'm like, I'm all about freedom and liberty, so you do your thing, I guess. And the only option I really have is to be like, no, you must be the wife. And like, that's not me.
Yep, exactly.
So I haven't found.
So you got to find somebody who wants to, start a family and be maybe a stay-at-home mother.
He just said, I'm not trying to pose it too crazy. He just said the opposite of what Abby and Preach trying to put on him.
But here's the challenge with that. My perspective, personality, what I find attractive are all based on liberal urban sensibilities.
Yep.
And so most of the women in that space are going to be fiercely independent careerists and not necessarily compatible.
Oh my God, you can't make this shit up.
My guy, what the ladies realize at 30, you're going to realize at 40.
Man, everybody want to build a bear bitch. A Build-A-Bear RPG Maker character. I would like someone who's got 10 points into TradCon, but also 8 points into artistic endeavors. Doesn't want to work.
You can find whatever's compatible for you. What is wrong? They act like that's not a possibility. Sorry, I hit the mic. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the audio. But they act like that's not a possibility. You can always find somebody compatible with you. Yeah, you can find all of that. You just got to look for it.
My guy.
I mean, he's focused primarily on his career, so he probably doesn't have the time or doesn't go places where he can meet or have friends that even introduce him to females.
So, over the past several years, I've been, increasingly successful. I have no problem and no concerns about starting a family whenever I need to. But most of the women that, I have been with are like, can't career.
Yep.
And so there have been some who are like nearly 40. And I'm like,
yeah, it's getting up there a little bit.
And it's no offense. I'm just saying
40-year-old women are lovely. Okay.
No, the issue isn't them being 40. It's the difference in my age to their age and where I am in my life. And the same is true with younger women too. So I could certainly find like a younger woman who's like, I just want to, and I'm like, but we're just not.
There's biology that comes into play too there. If you're looking to start a family and, she's already in her 40s, then there could be some trouble and that could be hard and that might not fit your what you want in your life.
Yep.
So now he has a problem with women who are younger than him, but you decide to prioritize your work and your profession and put dating by the wayside and just put all your time into that. And then you get to 34, come to realize like you really want this whole family situation. You're having regrets because you saw your dad, but this is just a result of your choices. Don't blame this on feminism.
Having regrets. What the hell are you talking about? Like, he could have been going for this the whole time. What? Yeah, they just want to label him as like some red pill mansfair channel just so they could go after him. He's not a red pill mansfair channel.
Don't place it on the. If feminism didn't come about, the very liberal values that you love so much in these women wouldn't even exist. If everyone just remained stay-at-home wives, all that shit that you yapping about that you're looking for in a woman wouldn't even exist in anybody. I don't know. To me, I'll never understand it. This makes me think of the people who want to travel for 10 years and just.
You're talking about Tim Pool. He's available. It's just that he hasn't found or met someone who fits all his requirements or credentials, which is a possibility. He just has to get out there, right? I think him having all those limits, right, of you don't want to date old and you don't want to date young, so you want to date pretty much at your age, right? There's certain things that I'm not going to say that you have to deal with, right? I'm just going to say that it's going to be harder to find what's compatible. He just has to get out there more. Really, honestly, if he gets on one of those dating apps and he like pays for the full subscription and puts all the requirements, you can do that now. That's like an actual thing. And it only gets better and better at finding people and all the other stuff. You can go on in and it works, right? If you pay for a full subscription, and due to the fact that he's rich, he can afford it, right? You do that, you put whatever you don't want and then what you do want, and it will only show you what you want.
Just be a fucking nomad and then come to find out they have no community to really come back to, no roots that they've planted anywhere, or they haven't built a family and they're in their mid-30s and they haven't launched up their career and they're like, oh,
yeah, I don't get why they care so much about
your actions.
What he's doing.
You're dealing with the consequences. Take accountability. But instead of doing that, you blaming everybody else. That's crazy.
The result
They might like him.
of everybody else.
Crazy. You know what I mean? Like you a player your whole life. Come to your mid-30s, you got zero relationship skills. Then you want to blame women for not knowing how to act.
Wait, who said he was a player? They getting out of pocket now. What? I had to think about that. When did he say player? It's like he was focused on his career. When did he say he was a player? In fact, he said that he doesn't want those type of women, right? He's looking for the relationship. They just don't like him. They're being super biased. That's what this is. They don't like him, so they're trying to put him in a certain category.
When it's actually you don't know how to compromise, you don't know how to deal with nothing, stop blaming everybody else. Crazy. And you know what I hate about this? It's always the dudes who be yapping about accountability. Oh, you reap what you sow. You know, this is the result of your actions. And then they sit here blaming the field instead of themselves. I think like most things in life, things are never as bad as people make it seem, but they're not as great either, right? They're normally somewhere in the middle, right? You go online, people will have you do that like crazy things.
No, like I have not given out on anything, right? I've had relationships in the past where I was just like on some, okay, this is something that I don't know, I really would say is a no-go, but I'll deal with it. And then that relationship don't last long. I think you should just go out there and eventually you'll find something that is like close to perfect, right? And even if it's not perfect, it could be worked on, right? You can find something that fits. Right? Something that works for you and the other person 100%. All right. Like, yeah. Like I'm the type of people or woman I would want to date would be someone who's not a feminist, someone who's not super uptight, but at the same time, they're not woke, right? They're not with none of that stuff. They not with BLM, right? They like horror and sci-fi and supernatural type of shows. right? And comic book stuff and anime and yada, 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 right? I got like a list of things, right? That would be requirements of things that I don't want to deal with and things that I want. And every chick that I deal with fits those requirements. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, there's going to be girls that don't fit those like requirements or whatever, and I'm not going to fit theirs. You have to be okay with moving on. Right? I'm talking about rapid fire, baby. Rapid fire. I've gone into dates like this on some, hey, how you doing? Visa boy. You a feminist? Okay, I'll see you later. And just walked out. Coat didn't even come off. Coat didn't even come off. Right, so yeah, it just is what it is.
And the world's about to end, and you go to real life, and people are really just not concerned about a lot of this shit. It's just not in their purview, and they're not privy to a lot of it. There is some truth to the stuff of hypergamy, but it's never as bad as people make it seem to be. There is some truth to the fact that women do like men who make more money, but if you look at the numbers too, women date a lot of men who are around their income level or sometimes a little bit less, and that's becoming a more and more common trend. All right? This whole idea that it's only for the rich, I see so many poor and middle class people who are constantly getting married and making it work. This idea that you're never going to make it work unless you make six figures is just nonsense, okay? This idea that you have to be a Chad is also nonsense. I see so many ugly guys who get it on with girls. Hell, I look decent now, but when I was...
Let me not say all the girls are loyal. There's some unloyal joints out here. You just got to know how to pick them. There's books that you can really get into to where it's like on some. Think about it like a job interview, bro. You gotta think about it like a job interview, fam. The same way these people specialize in a certain skill set to be able to pick the perfect employee, you got to be able to think that way for relationships, friendships, relationships, all of that. You got to think the same way, right? Learn certain things, certain traits that set off a bunch of red flags. Red flags ring alarms for me. People hate me because the way I cut people off. Fam, if red flags go up, we good. No beef. But nah, we don't gotta associate. We don't have to be cool. None of that. I'm good. Right. And that's just how I feel. Right. But then I'm living a more happy and conducive life. Right. And I'm getting even better and better at that stuff, bro. I might give certain people chances, but then once you just show me signs of you just red flagging it up, I'm not messing with you.
Was in my mid 20s to early 20s, like I look like a wretch. Listen, I look like something. And I was still making it work. I knew a lot of dudes who were even uglier who were making it work. This whole doomer shit online was like, if you're not a Chad, I think this is just behavior that a lot of people engage in to make their own inability to make things work seem more satisfying. It's not me.
Nah, there's a lot of truth to the whole Chad and Trixie and all those names culture. That joint is true as hell. It's not saying that only Chads are the only ones that are able to get intimate, but it's saying that people who are classified as Chads or Trixie, they have it extremely easy when it comes to that stuff, right? Mad easy. Those are the, in Chad's, circumstances, those are the guys that would usually get seen and get put into not the friend zone or even relationship zone most of the time. They get put in fun zone. They can, right? You could classify them as what ladies call them himbos, right? Boy toys, whatever, right? If you have those features, right, certain things are going to be easier for you. Same thing if you're like extremely attractive woman who has like certain body proportions that look like a video girl model. Right? Certain things are going to be, easier for you in life. It just is what it is. It's not saying that it's impossible for you to gain certain things, right? And to be in certain, circumstances. All right. For me, I've always seen myself as, I got to be more humble. I ain't going front and use that as when I was young. I used to say I was the prettiest mother effer alive. That's a fact. I don't know why. I just felt that way. But I've always thought that I was decent looking. I didn't really consider myself to be a Chad. Even I've gone through a slow streak, right? Where I was deserting And then I almost convinced myself that, that's impossible. And I realized I'm just having a weak streak, or you should say a dry spell, right? There's nothing. But I do think that a lot of people might, I don't know if it's anxiety or whatever, might overthink it and might think that it's only this way and it's impossible. And there's a plethora of things that can make you attractive to the opposite sex. It could be personality, which I definitely have, charisma. I have funny me, right here, shoulders like for days, baby. What you talking about? Eyebrows, eyelashes, killing it. Zoolander. Strike a pose. Killing it right now. But there's other things that don't make me perfect. I don't think nobody's perfect but Jesus. But you get my point, right? I do think that the whole Chad thing, there's some truth to it. I just don't think that people should take it to the extreme.
Just society's changed, so I'll never find a mate. You have some accountability in all of this. Yes, things may have gotten difficult in some areas, but they've also gotten easier in others. And people who don't want to acknowledge that, always hang on their doom, I think they're just looking for excuses to justify why they're not getting the results they want.
I've been trying to stay humble and practice being humble. Nigga, I'm pretty as hell. Like, I'm sorry, right? Have you seen my eyelashes? Come on, man. Come on. I don't even gotta try. I ain't gotta try. Hold on, watch the Zoolander one more time. Killed it just now. I'm a different type of fine, right? I'm grown-ass man fine, okay? I'm construction worker fine. I look like I've been through some shit in my life.
I'm on social media. I see ugly people getting married all the time. Good for them.
I go outside. I go outside with the amount. Actually, with the amount of people that I know that consult, because now consulting and having a therapist or whatnot is a thing that is in right now. So with the amount of that, I see less and less people. There's still some people that do that. The delusional stuff is still present, but there's less and less of that. And there's more people that are more conscious. No, I just really want to be like happy and let me cut all the extra stuff. So I've seen more and more people just go for something that they really, going for something that is less flamboyant and more less like, oh, you know what, someone that's rich that's making this and that that has people are more, from what I've seen around me, maybe it's the Canadian thing.
They are humbled.
Life humbles. Hey,
you guys just see the delusional people because the delusional people spend a lot of time.
Are highlighted.
No, it's just they spend a lot of time online,
and they are highlighted.
They're loud about it too.
They are highlighted.
And it's flagrant, so it stands out. But a lot of happy people don't got no time to be on those social media. They out here doing shit. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Miserable people go online to look for answers. Happier people are not online.
That's what it is.
Miserable people go online to look for answers. Happier people are not online looking at red pill shit. They're not.
Misery loves.
So you're only going to be in comment sections with other people who are miserable.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Man, when it comes to the actual red pill and not people just pretending, right, for a gimmick or to sell stuff or to get views on their videos, it's extremely helpful to the guy that doesn't have that type of knowledge. Like, I don't know how they could say that when they've come on here and just been talking blatant red pill points early in their career, right? That's really crazy. But yes, there is information like, what? Some of those people, yo, you can't do research online and find nothing. Yeah, you can. I'm not going to say everything is gold, but you can find some gold on here. And usually there's people with common sense correcting the BS. If someone's going too crazy, there's going to be someone in the comment section going, hey, man, you're wilding. And then other people can vote if people are wilding, especially on Reddit and stuff like that.
Why would you be watching some of this shit? It's just dudes just yelling at you. A fucking, who got time for that?
Like, I don't ever like search for stuff on Reddit, like to, as in I type stuff looking for help. But boy, do I love reading other people's problems. I enjoy it. It's on some Dr. Phil type ish. I'm like, no, that advice is horrible. That's some good advice right there. Let me upvote that. Nope, I can't because I don't even have an account. Just on here, just looking. Just reading other people's questions. It's intriguing.
If you're actually happy in your life, who got time to be like, oh my God, the feminist? If you're actually with a woman you really enjoy being with, I just couldn't imagine having a good time in my date and be like, you know what I need to do while I'm having fun?
How many feminist videos I got?
Let me go watch somebody called feminist whores. And like, who got time for that? That's why that was the thing during the pandemic. You didn't go outside, so you just thought this shit was so real. Then you go outside and you talk like, what the fuck is red pill? What is this?
You think that's why it toppled?
They don't care.
You think that's why it toppled?
It was never a really big thing. It looked bigger than it was because again, we're online. Literally nobody in real life knows about this shit or cares. So this is another touching grass segment. Do not listen to these creators because they will have you thinking everything is going to end. And that's their job too. Why? Because miserable and fearful people are going to pay money to support them. When
you have so much content doing this very thing, this is so hypocritical. Guys, and if you hear the noise in the background, that's my loud ass air conditioner. Guess what? I'm hot. Might have to deal with some clicking and clacking. My filters take away most of it, but when I speak, you might hear a little bit. It is what it is, man.
You think there's a war coming? You will invest in order to be ahead of the curve. I'm just saying. Did you not hear it come out of his own mouth? It's not me, it's everyone else. How many times have y'all heard women say that shit and these guys flame the fuck out of them? And justifiably so. But here's a grown man repeating that same shit. How many times you gonna hear that? How many times you gonna hear men yell goofy ass shit like, oh, men are the prize? What? Are you not just a man? I'm the whole table. And you guys are going to be like, yes, queen.
I'm the prize.
Y'all got to stop that, fellas. Do not repeat what these ladies said when you was flaming it for it and then act like you didn't do that shit. That's crazy.
You talk your talk, King.
Yeah, King. Yeah, King. Do your thing.
You talk your talk.
Know your worth, King.
That's right.
You the table. You don't even answer that question. Know your worth.
I want to present to you some ideas, and then you can just tell me what you think.
Sure.
And then we'll start from there.
That sounds great.
So have you heard that like young dudes aren't dating for the most part? Like they're not hooking up, they're virgins.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, before we go anything, why do you think that is?
A lot of people
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with dating apps and women having more options now.
So I'll explain this idea, and I guess you agree.
Yeah.
But we did a segment on this before, so just bear with me if you've already seen it. Basically, before dating apps and social media, a college age woman or high school, whatever age, is their dating pool is limited. I think college is probably a better idea.
Yeah.
It's probably a better example. Their dating pool is limited to the other college students of the same age and around their peers. But with Tinder, now they can message a 30-year-old guy who lives 5-10 miles away and who has a car. So when this woman swipes right on a 20-year-old college student and a 30-year-old career guy, she thinks they're both attractive, messages both of them. The 30-year-old guy says, I can pick you up in my Honda Civic and we can go to the lake or go see a movie. And the college guy says, you want to hang out my dorm with my dorm mates? Which one's she going to pick?
She's going to pick the guy who isn't in the dorm.
Right. So you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
But would you say that's materialism, or do you think it's just?
I think it's biological.
Explain. What do you mean?
Like women are driven to find a mate, whether or not you like it or not. Like we're driven to be like, okay, who can support us? And men are driven to be like, okay, well, who's going to give us healthy children? These are biological impulses that we have. So a woman whose options are a guy with no job, drinks all the time, parties, like his age, it's age appropriate. You should be doing that stuff. But she had these. That was her pool. And now she has men who have jobs and money and houses and are ready to do that, to be who she is biologically driven to want to be. And so she's going to choose that unless she's wanting to party to like the dorm guy and not ready to settle down.
Because there's some, so I think there's a mix between biological and social.
Yep.
I don't think it's purely one or the other. I think typically you'll find from like the feminists, it's all social constructs.
Yes.
But there was a study I just talked about earlier on one of my other channels that when a woman gets a promotion, she is more likely to get divorced. If a man gets a promotion, there's no change.
Do you think she gets divorced by like her saying, I want to get divorced now because I can support myself, or is it the man saying I can't live with you being more successful?
I think it's both.
That's interesting.
So my opinion is, I think typically, not always, a woman wants a man who is of higher status than they are.
Yep.
Somebody who's capable, strong, confident, that they can look up to and know if like you can rely on yourself as a woman, and then you have this powerful benefit.
I don't think it has to be like that you have to make more or do nah, I think it's that you gotta actually just be doing something. Beyonce been richer than Jay-Z for years now. For years. Okay, like I don't think she ever looked at him and saying, you don't make as much as me. You got some millions less. Nah, nigga, but if you just sitting there lazy, complaining about your life, you hate your job, right? You complaining, but you ain't doing nothing to change it. That's not attractive to most women, especially in a long term.
benefit in this strong man who's also providing you like a safety net, I guess.
Yeah.
And then men want to feel like protectors.
Yes.
So you flip the dynamic. If the woman gets a promotion, now the man feels inadequate.
It's almost emasculation.
Yeah. And so I know that it's funny. You'll see a lot of feminists will say something like, "Oh, boohoo, the poor man." It's like, it doesn't matter what you think about it. It matters that men feel this.
I would have to look at that study because I don't believe anyone who cites most of this shit online. But I'm curious. Do you believe that to be true? Do you believe that when a woman gets a promotion, a man's insecure about it because she's making more money now?
With your money. Make sure we good. That will make sure we good. I'm working on it, nigga. This is
we just chat.
Snowball effect.
I've heard about it, but I've never confirmed it.
In some years.
You know, I remember like my girl had what happened. Why are you smiling?
I don't know. I just couldn't imagine being in a relationship with somebody, and all of a sudden I look at my bank account and there's more money, and I'm like, man, I hate this bitch.
I can understand that there could be some men that would be more uncomfortable with that. I would understand. I'm not that. That's not me. But
it's not,
the way I've seen.
It's not about the money. Is she acting like the girl from what was the name of that damn Tyler Perry movie? Why Did I Get Married? She throwing it in your face constantly.
A couple of men acting out there, and the insecurities that's out there. I could see that whenever you got like, for example, at a job, my girl was taking care of something that they used to do every year for breast cancer, right? A huge gala and stuff like that. And then you get to meet all the coworkers. All the coworkers she already makes more money than me.
Right.
All the coworkers are making more money than me. You know what I mean? So when you're around, what do you do? All right, I'm a manager of this and that district. What are you doing? I'm a manager of this and that. I got these. And then what are you doing? I'm a dancer. Not that kind. So I'm not like that. But I know there are a lot of people out there, a lot of guys out there that it will feel very uncomfortable like that. Like, well, Peter at your job, I know there's some
amazing I am. All the other girls at your job gonna be jealous. They're like, oh, my boyfriend's so fine. He's smart. He's funny. I could just start listing off a bunch of just things I like about myself. Guys
like that. Do I feel like women want a divorce? Maybe it's true that whenever they get promotions, they're more likely to divorce. I wouldn't necessarily put a correlation between the divorce and the promotion.
I mean, there's probably dozens of reasons why that's true. Is it because they're becoming more selfish and then they're like, I've gotten better place in life, so I want to get divorced? Or is it because they're working more hours, so they have less time to invest in their relationship? Exactly. And so that's what's causing friction between the two of them. The likelihood of her getting lots of...
You mean like how Tim Pool, that was happening in his relationships with him? Swear,
promotions and a higher percentage of divorce could just be linked to the work aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So again, these numbers, I don't know if they're real, but even if they are, what is the context behind them? What's the actual motivation? That's why I never like taking these. But you see how people will sometimes take a number and then just make their own narrative for why that's true.
Yes. Like I can understand that someone getting a promotion, get the promotion, and then the tasks at home change and everything and stuff. So with just that promotion, there's more pressure on the person. The person comes back home with a lot of pressure, a lot of, they don't want to, when you're supposed to come back home, and that's just for me, your home is a safe haven.
Right.
Oh, he about to do all his snapping. When you come home, I want Sade playing, candles lit, bubble bath. Like, wait. Well, he wants his wife to set up for him.
Your home is your peace. I do not invite certain people, or it's going to take a long time for you to be in my house. Yeah. Even if I've been friends with you for a long ass time, I've been friends with some people.
I mean, he's never invited me to this place. It happens.
I'm sorry, what's your name again?
There you go.
Exactly. All right. So I invite him. He doesn't come to my house. He doesn't want to because he dislikes everything I do. But
I was about to say,
why did you say it like that?
That's a little nuts. Right, if what he said the first time was accurate, but okay, he turns it down.
Why'd you say it like that? Not wrong, but it's
not wrong, but it's really that. It's really that. You just like everything I do and everything I have. And
I'm just like everything you do.
You bought a call like, hey, because you saw how well it made you.
Does it say prospect on the back? Make sure it says prospect, like what Preach has been for like 20 years, a prospect.
No, because you sporting good.
You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike everything you do.
Now you sporting good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I'm going to get it tailored a little bit over here just to
You don't have to.
Just boys being boys. Just boys being boys. When they do this stuff, they don't want no criticism for freshman fit. They gonna start playing the whole song.
I'm just saying.
Because the thing that happened is that
Talking
right now it's new, but with time is gonna.
It's gonna fade down.
With time is gonna.
Okay, so it's not too big.
No, it's good.
Okay,
no, it's good.
See, I don't dislike everything you do.
No, because it's good. Yo, because you like when I prop you up. When I'm like, yo, you're good. You're like, yeah, I like that. That's you. That's you. Look at you. Yeah, that's it. Now, whenever you got
some weird bromance going on right here.
It's not that. Is that you got promotion, you got more stress, you got more tasks that you have to accumulate. There's more stress on you, and it could weigh in on your couple, and then eventually coming back home can be not a safe haven. Yeah. And then you spend longer time at work.
Yeah,
you do all those schemes to not go back home, and then it can potentially be. It could potentially be the cause of you splitting, but it's not necessarily the fact that I got a promotion. I'm a better person. Fuck you. I need to go up. Moving on up.
Yeah. I don't believe that shit. It's like the wage gap number because people used to just reference it and be like 20 cents on a dollar. But when you look into it, it's like, okay, well, women who work in the same field but actually work in worse professions within that field. So instead of being a doctor who's a brain surgeon, they're actually just working in childcare. And it turns out that the ones that do, pediatricians make substantially less, even men. But once you had a woman who's also a brain surgeon compared to another brain
of course, compared to a brain surgeon, they would make it less.
Surgeon, you saw that the income disparity leveled out a lot. But if you look at women who didn't have kids, or if you look at women who spend most of their time working, you realize that income disparity drops. So those numbers in a vacuum don't mean much. There's a narrative behind them that people are spreading. Mm-hmm. You got to look at what the reasons why are that they exist.
Dump on red pill and then start spitting red pill talking points.
100%, and also there was also the fact that the number of time that it would take off versus their male counterpart.
Yes,
and
women will sometimes prioritize that more.
Yeah, which is understandable and that's fine. But at the end of the day, they were paid the same. But if you take all the vacation and the leave and stuff like that, then you'd get a gap. Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the clothing store. I think that they was clowns for that, man. All right, like I'm not trying to like super defend Tim Pool or anything, but that was kind of petty. I feel like they was petty as hell, but tell me what you think down in the comment section. Let's see what we got next. Oh, man. We got some non-amazing Lucas crying about reparations again. This is straight comedy. Hit the like button, man. And his name is the non-amazing Lucas. The amazing doofus. Dusty. That's what we call him. That's what we call him, man. He's dusty around these parts. All right, that's what we call him over here.
This is how we get reparations. Oh my goodness. So I came across this Twitter space. I know, as much as I talk about people in Twitter spaces, but I came across this Twitter space and it was...
Damn. Yo, this dude's so dusty. Why is his shirt so stretched out? I'm just wondering, bro. Like, it's dusty and it's stretched out. When he take his shirt off, he come out the V. He be like that. He slip it off. From right hand, he slips it like a dress. Like how females take dresses.
Very informative. Not for me, but for the people there. Because the topic of reparations came up, okay? People were talking about, hey, which party is best for Black America? And this black man who's FBA, for those who don't know, FBA is a made-up term that stands for Foundational Black Americans. This person was talking about, well, why don't the Democrats give us reparations just like they did for the Japanese? Okay, Japanese got reparations. Why can't we get reparations?
But how did Japanese get paid is all I'm saying. If they were able to get around it for Japanese, why are they not able to get around it for Black Americans?
I don't know or care. I don't have the time. It is 3, maybe 4 in the morning right now. I'm live streaming, doing topics right now. I don't got time to be begging for a handout. I'm grinding. Sign up for my Patreon, though, if you want to. But yeah, come on.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
And there was this woman who was very informative, but I believe her name was Nikki Barnes. I follow her on Twitter. And she was like, that's because y'all are not doing the same process that the Japanese did. They had a process. If you look at how they got the reparations, okay, if you look at the act, okay, that gave them reparations, just copy and paste it with Black Americans. That's all you have to do.
Because Black Americans and our elected officials in our legislative capacity are not taking the same route in language to get around.
Anything in the background is my condition, so let you know that it's hot as hell.
What's already in law.
Hot?
Go back and read the legislation around the Japanese.
A heat advisory.
And then translate that to Black Americans. And then find candidates to run on that same legislation. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
Right? That's the process. So when you hear people talking about, well, I'm FBA, well, I'm ADOS, well, I'm OBA. For those of you who don't know, OBA is a original Black Americans. ADOS is African descendants of slavery, all these terms. So all those terms mean
I'm Black. I define that as I'm not African American. I ain't never been African. I was born here. Father was born here. His father was born here. Actually, I come from a long line of fighters. See, back when slavery was going on, never mind, y'all want to hear about my family tree anyway.
Bupkis. They mean nothing politically speaking.
Pretty much doing
okay, when it comes to reparations, FBA doesn't mean anything. Right. When it comes to reparations, ADOS doesn't mean anything. The only term that matters, okay, that the government has recognized is freedmen. People who are coming up with all these terms for profit, because that's what it is. It's all a money-making scheme, right? I'm OBA, original Black American. Okay, well, I'm ADOS. Okay, well, I'm FBA. And the terms will go on and on and on and on. So as she was saying, that is how you get your reparations, that there has to be a bill, because what you have to understand is how Japanese got the reparations is that there was a study. Many of these, ignorant FBAs keep on talking about, we don't need no study. We're going to demand it. That's not how the Japanese got the reparations. And the commission does this study to find out who gets it, right? How much they get, whether it's cash payments, whether it's tax exempt status, whether it's land, all right? And how do they divvy this out? That's how the commission works. But you have to present something in order to get this commission.
So either using their time is something way more useful, bro. Why don't you start a business thing? Like, show lazy ass asking for handouts. It has to be a senator or it has to be a rep. No, if I wake up and just some money is just randomly deposited into my account, and by all means, I ain't going to stop you.
Representative from the House. Now, upon that, it gets voted on. It either gets voted on the House or it gets voted on the Senate. People make changes, all right? You make changes to the bill to make sure that it does pass the House and the Senate. Once that passes, it goes to the president. President then vetoes it or signs it into law, as did Reagan. She explains this, and you have this Black woman, another FBA ignite, who is talking about, well, since you know so much, all right, well, why aren't you telling the Democrats this?
Are you telling this too?
They could really sit here crying over Twitter groups. Or was it Twitter Spaces? You sitting here really crying over this.
Your fellow
why you ain't going in and talk to them?
Democrats, are you telling them, are you giving them instructions on how to do this? Since you're telling us, and we're not the elected officials, I'm wondering, since you have all of the answers, are you telling them how to go about doing this? It's not a legislative
priority for my...
Is the host of this? The host of this is saying free R. Kelly. Oh my gosh. Nah, maybe that's not what he took. I'm assuming that R.K. I ain't never seen the R.K. besides R. Kelly. Maybe I'm tripping. That's what that look like. That look like my man said free R. Kells. He said unlock the Pied Piper. I'm not in agreement with that actually. Leave that nigga in there. I'm still gonna listen to his music, but leave that nigga in.
I don't know how someone can be so ignorant.
We don't need him in these streets
listen
going to
to this woman
McDonald's.
explain to you what you have to do in order to get reparations, and then you place blame on the Democrats. You place blame on elected officials. She has to be an angel because I wouldn't have the patience. All right, it's just is what it is. I'm working on it, but I don't have it. She then responds to her that, hey, that is not that legislation is not priority to our representatives here in Florida.
Black Americans not speaking about reparations in Florida.
And you have the same dumb FBA black man talking about, well, that's a lie. We talk about reparation all the time here in Florida.
I'm in Florida, so that's not true.
Black Americans are not speaking to elected officials about reparations in Florida is not a legislative priority in my state.
I certainly am, and I am in Florida. I'm speaking to my elected officials about reparations. I'm doing it right now.
God bless their heart, bro. God bless them.
You sitting here listening to a cross. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I need to take a smoke break.
Heart, they're just, you're so close. You're so close. So she then asks him, who's your representative there? Right? It's as simple as that. Who's your representative there? Guess what the FBA knucklehead says? Well, I don't remember. I'm going to have to look it up.
Jakumi, who's your state house rep?
I'll have to look them up again, but
exactly.
I do speak
Black
to my I speak to my people right here on the ground.
Their elected officials.
Beta. That right there is 99.9% of these FBA ADOS, whatever they call themselves.
You got 99.9% dust on your hat right now. This is crazy.
Whoever the group is, nothing.
Yo, I seen somebody in the comment section. Yeah, that J look crazy. I seen somebody in the comment section. They was like, yo, Beast Boy. Yo was talking about his dusty hat, and I usually can't stand you doing it and talking about him, but his hat actually is pretty dusty. Like, we can't really say nothing to you, Beast Boy. I was like, Beast Boy don't lie. Beast Boy don't nigga just get a net and rush and a little lit, run a little lit. Like, never mind, bro. I'm just trying to help him. He out here looking nuts.
That's what they are.
You don't care, though.
They're not politically active, and they think, as she says, Nikki goes on and says, like, yo, Twitter Spaces doesn't move legislation. Twitter, I know you may think that you got a whole reparations rally and a whole bunch of black people saying, yeah, we want reparations, we demand reparations, yeah. That doesn't move legislation. Like, that doesn't move legislation, okay? No one at these rallies, at these conventions, are part of the House or the Senate. They're not a part of Congress. So how exactly do you think screaming into the air, reparations, is going to work?
On the ground doesn't matter. The people that make the laws is who matters. So if you don't know who your state house rep is, you don't know who your state senator is, you don't know who your congressman is, you are sitting in spaces, spinning your wheels, talking about nothing, moving nothing forward. That is what I want you guys to understand. That is why I joined these spaces, because I do this work. I help people.
Is that Lucas' face? They zoom. I'm noticing in the background, they crying about reparations. I started tuning some of that out. I think Lucas got his face as the background getting zoomed into.
Office, win their seat. But if you're on Twitter talking about reparations, but can't tell me who your state house rep is, we've got a problem.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I hate that.
And then you have the audacity to try and pick
because I rock with Anthony Mackie. I hate that he used that
back off of the Japanese. The Japanese weren't doing that. Okay, that's not how they got the reparations. So you have to go through the political process to make sure it happens. You need to be speaking to your representatives and seeing, hey, what do you say about reparations? We have this amount of people who want the reparations to be passed. We need to get a bill passed. Or you create a bill, right? You work.
Oh, damn, I got a good stretch in. This nigga's still crying about some damn reparations. Hit the like button and drop some.
With senators, you work with congressmen to get a bill passed that they believe is likely to at least get to a study, to get a vote, or to get a commission that they believe is likely to be passed by the House and the Senate. But you have these people who
I'm telling you, I'm about to pull a Hassan, bro. I'm about to pull a Hassan. Do I got my background up? I can pull a Hassan. Let me go drink some.
You have these chaos agents, right, who are talking about FBA and all this and the FBA, but they don't give any political means for you to accomplish what they allege they want us to accomplish. Oh. And the reason being is because they get paid off of our pain. These Negroes who are constantly talking about, well, white supremacy this, white supremacy that, and white supremacy, while they live in homes better than you, make more money than you, somehow they've managed to circumvent white supremacy while telling us, well, we can't do anything because of white supremacy. Well, reparations is going to happen. How's it going to happen? Well, we've been talking about it. That's why we've been talking about it. All right.
I stay hydrated, man. I gotta stay. Yo, fam, you got no idea how much water I drink. I drink a massive amount, and I need to drink more. I'm trying to start boosting my cardio. Contemplating lifting weights again, but I might just start doing like heavier calisthenics. Like doing like full on gymnastics type of calisthenics just to stay in shape. But I want to boost my cardio too as well.
Right, family. Okay, then we've been talking about it, and that's a trick bag over there. That's foolishness. That's why we're in the predicament that we're in, because many black men are politically ignorant. We have got to become educated on this political process in order to do something for the community while we still have a chance. I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because I thought how she handled the room was absolutely exquisite. She did it 10 times, a million times better than I could have done, because I probably would have gone off on a grown black.
Would have cried. Oh, I'm talking so far off from the mic. Mike is all the way over here. My bad. You would have cried. You probably would have banned some people. That's your swag. That's definitely your swag.
Black man talking about, well, I've been in the Twitter space about reparations. So we talk about reparations in Florida all the time. After she just broke down, you have to repeat what the Japanese did. And that's not what they were doing. So I think there's a lot of political ignorance within the community, within the collective, that has to be flushed out. Two things must happen. There has to be people such as Nikki who are willing to educate the collective, who are willing to educate these people. And second, there has to be people who are willing to be educated. Okay? You can have all these teachers, but if there are no students, it doesn't matter. All right? What seems to have happened is that you have all these teachers who don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they have a whole bunch of students. So now these teachers are misinforming these students who are now complaining about why nothing's happening. So why can't Kamala make reparations happen right?
I'm about to go stupid, so let me talk to you about this bitch named Lucas. You can smack in his face and he still won't do shit. Alleged cokehead, I bet he can snort 2 bricks. Going on camera with his dusty ass outfit. Used to lift weights, now he lifting up lies. Flip-flopped on his views, now he barely getting by. Loser switch sides now, every other word's about how.
New Amazing Lucas, this song coming out soon. Music video, or at least a visual as well, soon. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Right now, why don't Biden make reparations happen right now? They in office. That's not how reparations work. It's going to have to be an act of Congress. You're just going to wind up being frustrated because you're ignorant. That's what frustrated people usually are. They're ignorant about how to remedy their situation. You want redress. Okay, there's a political process to get that. But everyone wants to talk on Twitter and be in Twitter spaces or be in YouTube lives complaining, hooping, and hollering, but not do anything. So that's what you're going to get. Simple as that. Anyways, guys, that's the video. There really is no either or. Either you are black ignorant or you're not. All right?
I don't care about reparation. If I get it, I'm not going to complain. Same way I won't complain about any money that randomly appears in my bank account. I'm not begging for it. I'm too busy. I'm grinding. While Lucas is crying, I'm grinding.
And it's the black ignorants who constantly have to be told, that's not right. That's not true. That's not how you do it. Japanese didn't do it that way. No, that's not what. You're just a black ignorant. You just want to stay ignorant. And there are other black people who are trying to go out of the way, all right, possibly, nicer than me, okay, because I think it's a bit unfortunate that a black man would speak so ignorantly and so boldly. But this is where we are. There are those who are actually going out of the way to educate them. Hey, this is how we do it. This is how we make it happen, all right? We need to get this bill, but it's
2 shirts in rotation. That's why that joint all bent up like that. I don't think he washed them, bro. I really do believe he just balls them up after he finishes the live stream. Toss the shirt to the side and rolls his hat in some cat litter, put it back on his head, goes to the barbershop, tell him to cut around the hat. Right? Like, yo, you don't want to take the hat off? Nah, cut around. He got a prescription hat.
As long as there are those bad actors, as long as there are those hustlers and grifters in the community that are always going to tell the crowd, that's a trick bag, family. That's a trick bag. Don't vote for that bill. That HR 40 is a trick bag. Then I don't know how you go. We have a stalemate. That's what we have. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have,
anyways, guys, shut up, man. Man, I sat here. Well, it's my job. My job. Hit the like button. Share the video. Drop some comments. Check out a bunch of stuff. If you're watching the clips, go and check out my podcast. You should find it in the podcast section. Right? Everything should be there. Just, play it while you just chilling, vibing. Right? Just get in the mood to, work or whatever. Hit the like button. Also, check me out on Patreon for as low as $1 just to support, man. And you also get early access to podcast episodes. Early access. Why not? Why not? Go and subscribe to that. Let's see. Oh, we can check out this Destiny video. Why not? We can look at this Destiny video. He crying. I think he's going to mention Candace Owens at one point. I don't know why anybody want to go out right now. But let's talk about it. Hit the like button. Check out the rest of my videos after this. Drop some comments.
Do you have a good way to respond to these morons who dismiss everything you say because Israel bought you with a trip? It's so frustrating. There's nothing I can say. I'll do the same challenge I said over and over again. If Candace Owens or anybody else wants to have a third-party verifier income sources, I'll gladly do that. Also, I just don't think people realize, and I understand this, and this is why I try to be, when I'm talking about when people are like, oh, this guy takes bribes, I was like, well, hold on. Okay, I've been at several stages of earning money in my life, and so I have a decent idea, I think, of what somebody would take as a bribe or what it would cost to pay somebody off or what's reasonable or not. Now, careful, okay? I need your subs and I need your money. Give me all your money. Keep subbing to me. Give me your money. But I make a lot of money, okay? My full trip to Israel was pretty expensive. What was it by the end of everything? Maybe $30,000-ish. I'll have to go back and check. I think it was around $30,000, I think, which is decently expensive.
Damn.
But I make over $1 million a year now, okay? I don't need why the f would I want a country to give me $30,000? It's such a retarded.
Getting it. Hit the like button. I ain't even gonna ask y'all to sub to my Twitch if you can do it. Especially if you have what's it called, Amazon account. I think you get a free sub. So go and do that if you can or want to. But yikes. He out here getting it. This nigga said he making millions. Whoop.
Parted investment. Why would I change any part of my?
I don't like him, but That would mean I'm wishing for him not to make money.
Content, change anything I do.
Care,
open myself up to that liability. Give somebody that power over me, by the way. What, if I start shitting on Israel, am I going to have like Shlomo Finkel, like Rothenstein, sending me emails saying, oh, we see what you're saying? No, why would I do that for $30,000, $40,000, right? You're going to have to pay me off with way more money than that to make it even remotely worth compromising. And again, this isn't even like an integrity thing for me. It would just be bad business. Why the would I have Israel paying me off? Now, for some of these other like content creators that make way, way, way less, I could see it for maybe potentially, but no, it just doesn't make sense. If you understand like the scale of money involved, nobody's buying me out for a $30,000 trip. Like, this is just retarded. You're gonna have to be offering me way, 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 way more than that. If you see me with like a gambling sponsorship, okay, those are paying me at least $3 million.
I don't have a sponsorship yet, right? I don't have one yet. I'll cross that bridge if I ever do cross it. I don't expect to be honest. And I'm not trying to say that on some, woe is me. I'm saying that more on some, I don't really do things the mainstream route. I don't think it's even possible for me to do things the mainstream route just because of how, I guess, underground my soul is. There's degree, I guess you could say. That's a good way of saying it. But I march to the beat of my own drum. I don't really like playing the industry games in any way. So I don't really expect that kind of stuff.
In a year, okay. Stake, $3 million is where we'll start.
But if it does happen,
yeah, it's just dumb. Yeah, just the idea that I would be getting paid. Also, that's like the quick, logical, common sense shoot down. But that like the actual shoot down to that is like, you can watch me do all of my research and reading on stream. You can see me do.
Yo, this nigga's still on this January 6th stuff. Oh my gosh, bro. Let it go, nigga. Let it go.
Everything. The idea that I'm like faking it somehow while also doing hundreds of hours of like streaming and reading and interviews and debate. Like, bro, come on.
I'm going to step my game up when it comes to that. I got to start streaming more.
It's so much work. I would be like the most invested in and like conspiracy theory person ever to like get me to work it at that level. Like, it's so dumb. Do you think the percentage of current political streamers and commentators who are being paid by foreign governments is pretty high right now? I do think that there are large content creators that are getting, I'll say that have official, like, I want to say backdoor or back channel connections. When I say back channel, I don't mean that like some shady dude is showing up like to talk to somebody, but I mean that there are like foreign state departments or foreign ministries in certain countries that will reach out and like collaborate with people and like do events with people and offer to bring them out and like show them around as long as they, just like they won't give them scripts, but they'll say like, just like avoid these talking points or like just kind of like make sure you incorporate these talking points. That stuff absolutely happens 1,000,000%. I know that for a fact. Maybe someday somebody will come out and expose them all, but
it sounds like Destiny saying he is for sale. He just got to be way more than 30,000. You got to do a little bit more to tickle his fancy.
Content creators were backed by foreign governments. Wouldn't there be at least one leaked example? So when I say that they're backed, I don't mean that there's like a guy who's getting paid every single day by like a crazy one. What I mean is there's a little bit of collaboration in terms of maybe talking points and some sort of financial compensation. When you say, wouldn't there be at least one leaked example? There have been like examples of this happening, like really blatantly. Jackson Hinkle is literally working with Russia at like he went to that UN thing and he gave a speech. He was rolling around in tanks in Russia with the military. That type of event only happens with official State Department connections. You can't do that as a normal civilian. I can't call Putin and be like, can I like go roll around with your military and like take footage of it? That's a State Department connection. 1 trillion, quadrillion percent. It's like beyond obvious. There have also been people that, other content creators that make regular appearances, like very, very, very often, or have programs that are sponsored by.
Am I tripping to just somebody call this nigga Destiny Bobby Brown? Maybe it's somebody else. This damn thing got my face all out of damn picture. Slap my shit over. But yeah, fam, that's pretty damn hilarious. Let me switch this real quick. push this. But yeah, I think this is quite hilarious that Destiny's over here spurting out. He pretty much admitted to being for sale. If the price is right, Destiny is with the ish. He's down. Okay? As at least what it seems like he's insinuating, right? I don't know. I do listen to a lot of streams and podcasters and streamers when they start speaking on business related things, how much money they're making, right? And things of that nature. Even if I don't like them, I think that that's intriguing because they're in the same field as me, right? So I think that could be pretty interesting. But when it comes to Destiny, it just seems like there's a lot of nasty, almost grifting insinuations when it comes to what he's speaking on, right? That's what it sounds like to me.
Like RT, like Russia affiliated media and stuff. That's all kind of the same. That's also why I kind of started to distance myself from like doing RT appearances and stuff.
I gotta have a VTuber set up.
You think that if you reached out to Russia, you're popular enough to do propaganda for their military? If I reached out and wanted to, yeah, probably. RT wanted me on quite a bit, but like I said, I started to get uncomfortable because I felt like I was like legitimizing the platform. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I should be doing this. Oh yeah, Syria. I think didn't Syria? There were several journalists that got awarded for prizes that were funded by the Syrian government. Well, I don't want to misstate this. I think Hinkle was one. Haas might have been one. Was Greenwald one? Or am I making this up? What RT appearances have you done? I think I did 2 or 3 of them.
I've been noticing, just in general, that I wanted to do more research into things like this. Just to do it.
Over the last election? Was it 4 years ago?
I could just know more.
Would you go into Al Jazeera? I would have to, I'm not sure. I'd have to think like really carefully about all of these things. I'd have to evaluate them all. I'm not sure. Jimmy Dore was one. He might have been. You did an election, I think, with RT. Yeah, we might have been, yeah. The thing is that like, and I can't speak for every wealthy person, but like once you've made a certain amount of money, it seems like really hard to sell out like what you believe in or what your principles are. And I don't even mean to say principles insofar as like some like noble, virtuous principle. Like even a principle like I just want to like make myself more famous and popular or something, right? Like if that's all you care about, then yeah. But if it's not something you care about, either the money would have to be huge such that nobody would accept or no, it wouldn't be worth it, right? Like I could never be bought off by a foreign country because the amount of money they'd have to pay wouldn't be worth it. It'd be way more worthwhile for them to like just invest in other schemes. It just wouldn't be worth it to pay me that much. I don't have the influence and it would be stupid to put all your eggs in one basket. And that's going to be true for any sufficiently wealthy person. What about
the fact that it sounds like he's saying he got a prize. What's the prize, Destiny? What's the price, nigga? I want to know. Now what's the price? I got to know, bro. I got to know what's the price, B. Let me know, fam. That sounded so crazy. What's the price? How much they would need? Sounds like there is an amount.
About Elon? I think that at least half of Elon's delusions come from the fact that he's just like a very bullied person. Like I think a lot of Elon's mindset can legitimately be explained by the fact that woke people made fun of him, and now this is a way of like getting back. Kind of, I legitimately think it. I think a lot of it is that, unironically. I don't think Elon is like totally bought and paid for by any foreign actor. I think he's just like very anti-woke. Could you give us pointers on how we could tell if you were ever bought? I should put a canary at the bottom of my website. Are those still legal? Do you think Hassan has ever taken any? No. And I would say no for the same reason. If Hassan has ever taken money from a foreign like entity like that, it's only going to be for stuff that he already believes in anyway. He would never, I don't think Hassan would ever change his belief for money because Hassan makes enough money that he's going to make way too much and the money's not going to matter as much. And 2, Hassan's main obsession is clout. That would be. So so somebody could, if Russia were to say, hey, we've got 10,000 Americans that promise they're going to be concurrent viewers to your stream, if as long as you like shit on Ukraine some more, then maybe he would do it. If Israel came to me and it's like, we've got 10 of the craziest.
He dumping on Candace Owens and Hassan. I don't mind him going at it with Hassan. I like woke on woke beef. Pause. Sounded crazy. Pause. That definitely did sound wild.
BPD girls who are all trying to get impregnated. Maybe then. No, I'm just kidding. Why would a foreign country pay someone to change their opinion on a topic when they can just fund someone who already believes the propaganda line? I believe that would be how most of the funding, like even right now, currently works. I don't think anybody changes their opinion because of like funding or whatever. They just find people that they already believe in, like that they think they already believe the narrative, and then the country believes in them, and then they just kind of push them like that. Yeah. That's why the APAC stuff is so stupid. I could like research it. What is the claim that like 95% of their candidates win elections? Because I did a lot of this is part of my general lobbying research a long time ago. But in looking up stuff, there's a lot of like lobbyists
on the bigger screen. My blind self, I can't see that. I just hurt my neck. Damn it. 95%. Yeah, you see that candidates won the election last night.
People that will support people that they think are going to win, and that's just what they do. So it's not so much like when you see like 95. Now I can't speak to APAC in particular because I've read maybe they really do flip elections. Okay. But like we can imagine this if you want. We can imagine this in real life where let's say that I have a company and let's say that I'm selling let's say that I sell a new air filtration system that removes 99% of carcinogenic gases from kitchens. Okay. And I sell that. Okay. It's my company and I sell it. Okay. And I think, obviously because I sell it, and also because I think in the health benefits, I think every kitchen should have to have this stuff. I truly do believe that. Okay. I think that every single kitchen should have my filtration system in it because it's healthier for workers and I make money selling it and it'd just be better for everybody. Okay. So if that's the case, and let's say that I'm based in like 4 or 5 states in the Midwest, well, when I look at the elections that are going on and I'm thinking of like, well, who do I want to, what am I going to spend money lobbying on? Like whose campaign what can contribute up to $5,000? And then like people that I want to go and talk to, I'm going to see who's winning in all 5 states. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to arrange meetings with these guys. I'm like, hey, listen, there's a bill, NB, 147 says that they, companies have to have a minimum threshold for HEPA filtration or some bullshit in kitchens. I think you should support this. These are the reasons why. I have this company. This is the benefits and blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, like I'm going to throw $2,000 at your campaign or whatever because I support you and I think you're cool. If I were to go around in 5 states and do that, well, first of all, I'm only supporting people that are going to win anyway, because why the would I throw money?
I'm pressing pause a little bit less on this because I'm trying to hear what he has to say. Right? I'm not like an expert on the subject at hand right now. All right, but I know a little bit. So I'm just listening in, see if he's saying anything that's like crazy outrageous.
As a company, especially to Canada, I know it's going to lose, right? Well, now I've got like 100% success rate on my lobbying, right? And then if these people do end up supporting things, people are going to look at it and they're going to be like connecting the dots, like, wait a second.
Like Bobby Brown might have been somebody that's in the chat. I thought they was calling Destiny Bobby Brown. That'd have been so funny.
This guy, every candidate he supported has won every election or have won all their elections, and they're also supporting his shit. What's going on here? And it seems like some crazy, nefarious, horrible thing. And it's like, well, is it not really, right? People are putting there's a crafty, clever saying for this, for switching the causality around. It's not putting the cart before the horse. There's a clever way of saying this, or there's a shorter way of saying this, but like people are flipping the causality here and they're assuming that something super malicious happened when probably not. But
okay. No, don't stop playing some more Destiny. Don't stop playing Destiny's Greatest Hits. It's fine. Oh, no, they about to start playing this. Yeah, no, don't play that. That's fine. But yeah, I think Destiny is bugged the hell out. I think that he had no business calling out Candace Owens. I don't really care if he called out her son. The fact that he just stated pretty much, I got a price. I got a price. That's kind of ridiculous to me. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video as well.